How's it going? This is the AT&T Stadium by Sawyer Brooks and Colton Katzis. Just a little appetizer here for what's coming up. We got Ezekiel Elliott and DeMarcus Ware right here, two Cowboy players that played in AT&T Stadium for the entirety of their careers. And the bottom left here, this is what we're going to be talking about here, this mega structure, AT&T Stadium. AT&T Stadium, a modern icon, as you can see to the right here. This is one of the first Superdomes that was ever built. Huge Jumbotron. This is a four-sided Jumbotron in the middle. And like it says here, opened May 27th, 2009 in Arlington, Texas. They started in about summer of 2009 or 2006, and took them about 3.5 years to ultimately form a structure and put all materials together and make what you see here in this right picture. Known as one of the cleanest and most complex architectural works in America. It is the most expensive sports franchise in the world, and $1.2 billion is what it took to put all this stuff together, showcasing cutting-edge engineering and design. So they had the best of the best people working on this and building this. And like I said, it set a new standard for modern stadium construction. So in terms of selecting who they wanted to design this, they didn't want to... The owner, Jerry Jones, wanted somebody who had a lot of expertise and somebody that they trusted. And he interviewed numerous firms before selecting HKS Architectures. And Brian Truby was the head architect from HKS who led this endeavor. And their mission was to quote, honor Cowboys history while creating a futuristic, iconic venue, which they clearly did. And because they built this, they're now being looked at and contracted. They actually just secured the contract for building the new Washington Commanders Stadium. This guy right here is a very famous figure. Here we got Jerry Jones, the owner, the leader, wanted a multi-purpose venue for sports, concerts, and global events. And it focused on both luxury and advanced technology. And of course, at the end of the day, revenue generation, which has definitely taken off for the Dallas Cowboys. And he's pushed for a high-end fan experience unlike anything NFL stadiums have ever seen, and hand-on involvement shaped the project's ambition and scale. Pretty much, he was a part of the construction process pretty much the whole way through design. He probably didn't get in there and get his hands dirty, but he definitely was on the job site, and just kind of overseeing things a little bit. Whenever you get a design, now you gotta have somebody to construct this monstrosity pretty much. So they chose Manhattan Road and Bridge. Now, obviously, this ain't a road or bridge right here, but this is a Manhattan construction. And what you'll see later is with their bridge building techniques here, they actually constructed these huge arches, which are like the centerpiece, I'd say, of AT&T Stadium. The original estimate for the stadium was $650 million, but it ended up costing anywhere from $1.1 billion to $1.2 billion, based off of really just transportation and a lot of just design change. And their role. The Manhattan Road and Bridge, their role was to manage subcontractor scheduling and on-site execution. They ensured accurate representations of HKS architectural plans, and of course, they had to maintain their high-quality standards under a tight timeline. Now, speaking of timeline, let's go to the construction timeline and scale. Planning began in the early 2000s, and eventually ground would break in 2005. Stadium opened 4 years later in 2009. This is a 3 million square foot building, and that holds up to 100,000 fans, 100,000 fans, 80,000 seated fans, and then 20,000 extra that can walk around and having a standing view. Budget increased, driven by design changes and rising material costs. Overcoming engineering challenges. They had a lot of challenges whenever they were building AT&T Stadium. Some of these here. Retractable roof design required over a year of engineering planning before they could actually start. Roof panels weighed hundreds of tons, so they actually had to build some on site there because they couldn't transport them. Solutions include huge box truss system and computer-controlled movement. The custom arch is over 1,200 feet long, and like I said, they were constructed in on-site sections.
One of the fascinating things about the AT&T Stadium is its structural innovation. It redefined how modern stadiums are designed. Its recognizable feature in its arches that span over 1,200 feet. It has a retractable roof and windows. Here's a picture of the AT&T roof. A fun fact about the roof is that it takes about 12 minutes to open. Here's a picture of the retracting window. For a fun fact, this takes longer to open than the roof does, which it takes about 18 minutes. Along with the structural innovations comes technological innovations. The center hung video board that you can see is at the time of construction is the largest center hung video board in the world. To go along with the video board, there's advanced fiber optics. Those fiber optics are used to display replays and videos on the board and allow fans to have an enjoyable experience. Suites and enjoyment beyond the football field. The stadium has about 300 luxury suites. It can hold concerts, conventions, and other sporting events, and it has many amenities to enhance fan experience. Um, Part of the construction techniques used in the construction of the stadium was the use of BIM, building information and modeling, which was new at the time. So the ATT Stadium was one of the first projects to use BIM. Along with that was the prefabrication of the steel arches. They were fabricated off-site and delivered to the job site to ensure precision in construction. In conclusion, for the AT&T Stadium is that it's just a landmark in modern stadium design. It's innovative and it's future-proof, and it continues to stand out among all of the stadiums in the world.